A few years ago, I watched someone buy a cheap home wind turbine because the listing promised big power, quiet operation, and easy setup. What he got was a noisy headache, weak output, and a lot of regret. And honestly, that's the trap with home wind power. The specs look exciting, but the real-world performance can be wildly different. So in this video, let me walk you through the 5 best options, what actually matters, and which one gives you the best shot at making wind power worth it. 5. Smaraad Vertical Axis Wind Turbine. Best for someone who wants a vertical turbine design and doesn't mind taking a cautious approach. Well, on paper, it sounds like a monster. 2,000 watts, vertical axis layout, and the kind of promise that makes you think, okay, this might actually move the needle. But when I looked deeper into how this type of unit behaves in the real world, the excitement cooled off pretty fast. One hands-on review found that it did turn in light wind, but usable voltage didn't really show up until around 5 meters per second, and output at stronger wind speeds was far below the claimed rating. What I do like is the quiet operation and the fact that a vertical setup can make sense where wind direction keeps shifting. If your spot gets messy, swirling wind, a vertical turbine can be easier to live with than a traditional propeller-style unit. But here's the catch. Being quiet is nice, but quiet doesn't pay the bills. And with this one, the numbers just don't inspire confidence if you're expecting serious home power. The build itself seems decent enough from a structural point of view, and I can respect that it's made to be visually different from the usual rooftop turbine. Still, once you start comparing marketing claims to what it can actually produce, the gap becomes hard to ignore. That's the thing that frustrates me most about this model. It's not that it's useless, it's that it can lure people in with a big number that doesn't really show up when the wind starts blowing. 4. Automaxx Windmill DB400 Wind Turbine. Best for someone building a small off-grid setup and keeping expectations realistic. Now, the Automaxx is one of those products that makes a little more sense if you stay in its lane. It's a 400-watt, 12-volt turbine, so it's not pretending to be a giant power plant. That alone is refreshing. A smaller rating like this can be useful for battery charging, light off-grid loads, or as part of a backup energy setup where you just want to squeeze out something useful from good wind days. What stands out to me is that this is the kind of model people often buy because it feels manageable. It's not as intimidating as a big tower turbine, and it doesn't scream industrial installation. That matters for home users. But here's the downside. 400 watts sounds decent until you remember that wind is inconsistent, and a small turbine like this can leave you wanting more pretty quickly. If your site doesn't get solid wind, you're going to sit there watching it spin and thinking, okay, and now what? In testing discussions around this model, the biggest issue usually comes down to output versus expectation. It can be appealing at a budget level, but the real performance depends heavily on local conditions, mounting height, and whether you've got a proper battery and controller setup. Without that supporting system, you're basically buying a spinning object that looks productive without delivering much. I'll give it credit though, it's more grounded than the big claim turbines, and that matters. At least it's honest enough in size to be taken seriously as a small system. 3. Vevor Wind Turbine Generator. Best for buyers who want a more balanced mix of value, output, and beginner-friendly setup. Here's where things start getting interesting. The Vevor feels like the first model on this list that actually tries to balance performance and practicality. It uses a 3-blade design, runs on 12V, and comes with an MPPT controller in the kit, which is a big deal because the controller is one of the parts that can make or break the experience. What I like most is that it's not trying to be absurd. It's aiming for sensible home use, RV use, farm use, and off-grid battery charging, and that makes it easier to understand. Customer feedback also points to it being quiet and fairly easy to use, with ratings around 4 out of 5 and strong marks for price, quality, and features. That doesn't mean it's perfect, but it does mean people seem to get what they paid for. Now, let's be real, the wind still has to show up. Some users noted that it needs a consistent breeze to get going, and that's not surprising. Wind turbines are not magic. They are moodier than people expect. You need the right location, the right mounting height, and enough regular airflow to make the thing worthwhile. Still, compared with the first two, this one feels like a more believable choice. It gives you a better shot at seeing actual results without forcing you into a giant, expensive project. 2. Smaraad Horizontal Wind Turbine. Best for someone who wants stronger conventional turbine behavior and more confident real-world power potential. This is the style a lot of people picture when they think about home wind power. The horizontal design usually makes more sense for open spaces because it can chase wind more directly and often performs better when the airflow is steady and clean. That's the important part. This kind of turbine is less about novelty and more about doing the job properly. What I appreciate here is the more serious energy story. Horizontal turbines are often preferred when the goal is actual electricity generation, rather than just trying to make something spin. And that aligns with what domestic efficiency wind setups tend to emphasize: quiet operation, practical yield, and lower visual impact when installed properly. The trade-off, of course, is that installation matters a lot more. If the tower height is wrong or the wind is blocked by buildings and trees, even a good horizontal turbine can underperform. So yeah, this is not a plug-and-play toy. It wants proper placement, and if you're lazy with the setup, the results will punish you. That's just how it is. Still, compared with the smaller or more questionable models, this one feels more like a legitimate home energy tool. It's the kind of turbine I'd trust more if I had the right site and wanted a cleaner path to meaningful output. It's not flashy, but honestly, I'd rather have effective than flashy any day. Tesup Wind Turbine. Best for buyers who want the most compelling overall option and are serious about home wind energy. This is the one that feels most like a real contender for someone who actually wants home wind power to matter. What makes it stand out is that it's positioned as a more serious residential option, and the Tesup vertical turbine line is one of the names that keeps coming up when people talk about small wind systems. The big advantage here is balance. You want a turbine that doesn't just look impressive in the product photos, but actually feels built for the messy reality of home use. Tesup gets attention because people see it as a more credible route into small wind generation, especially when compared with the overhyped vertical models that sound huge but deliver very little. That alone pushes it to the top for me. I also like that it sits in that zone where a homeowner can actually picture the system in use without needing a giant industrial setup. That matters. A lot of people don't need a powerhouse. They need something that can contribute consistently and make sense alongside batteries, solar, or backup charging. And that's where the Tesup style of turbine feels more useful than the more disappointing budget options. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect. No turbine is. You still need good wind, proper mounting, and realistic expectations. But if I had to choose one model from this list that feels like the strongest overall bet for a home user, this is the one I'd circle first. Closing. The best home wind turbine is not the one with the loudest watt number. It's the one that matches your wind, your space, and your actual energy needs. If you choose blindly, you'll end up with a spinning disappointment. If you choose carefully, you might finally turn real wind into real savings.